I've got you on because you're here for story time. You know, this is the opportunity that we have. We wanna paint that picture, right? We wanna showcase different stories. Yes, we hear about Yannick Sinner. Yes, we hear about the US Open and the mixed doubles that we talked about. Yes, we hear about Rybakina's tennis coach not being allowed on the WTA tour, but there's many stories happening left, right, and centre. And what have you got for us? Funny story, difficult story, challenging story. You're a man who travelled a lot. I'm sure you've got something to give us.
Yeah, well, I think I'll start with I'll get the embarrassing one out of the way, I guess, since we kind of had a small convo on Sinner, and I said to you, I think that time that I had to wear a dress onto the practice court at Soto was a lot worse than his couple of month ban.
That time you chose to wear a skirt, did you say? What?
No. I think I think the odds were stacked heavily against me, but I think on that it was. Yeah, I think it was like practice set or something, and I had to win in a certain amount of games, and yeah, possibly got a little bit tight. But I was thinking, right, you know what, I'm gonna get it done because you know what, there's not gonna be many people up at 7:30 in the morning. When I walk into training, we're going onto the end hard court like 2 hours. I think it was just you and Pana maybe, and I was like, right, I can get this done. And I'm not going to run into that many people. Well, as I'm walking to the tennis court, obviously Soto Grande, the polo is quite popular. As I'm walking along, 2 or 3 cars start to pull by, and yep, guys coming back from the polo, half paced. I'm just getting wolf whistled as I'm walking down the street, which was not a great start to the day, I have to say.
So hold on, just to rewind here, because I was there, so I know what you're saying. You played a practice set with Pana Udvardi, who is now around 140 in the world. There was a forfeit for whoever won the set. You lost the set to Pana Udvardi. Is this what happened?
No, I don't think I lost the set. I'm pretty sure I won the set, but there was something to do with the amount of games maybe lost.
So you
you
lost whatever game it was, and the forfeit
Yeah.
for you losing was wearing one of her tennis dresses to practice the next day.
Yes, that was it, yeah.
Okay, and as you were walking in, there was a lot of people that saw you walking into the club. One of them was me, who happened to get a photo of this, by the way, which, if you guys like this story, if you let us know on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, you let us know, and you want that picture to come out to play, then we might just have a picture of Pete Bothwell wearing a tennis dress as he walks to practice in the morning. But I have to say, fair play to you. The fair play that you did it. A forfeit is a forfeit. A lot of people could learn from that as well, Pete, because there's a lot of people that lose their forfeits and they choose not to, including Pana a couple of times, actually. I think Pana owes a couple of forfeits over the years as well. And what else? What else have you got for us? I know you mentioned you had a few stories. I wasn't sure which one you were going to go with, but give us the second story.
Yeah, I think the second one's like a little bit more interesting, kind of just, well, obviously I know him as Redfoo, or most people would know him as Redfoo from LMFAO. Obviously, age? Mid-40s, got a wild card into a tournament in Egypt.
49, I think he is.
I happened to spend a couple of 2 weeks with him, kind of out in LA, California. Basically, we arrived in LA, and I spent 3 days staying at his house in LA.
Oh wow!
So, I mean, it was interesting. So it was actually at the time when I was traveling with Pana. So Pana said, "Look, I got housing sorted, all this kind of stuff." Obviously, I've thought this is cool. About 2 minutes before we pull up, she goes, "Right, just to let you know, he's vegan." And I'm like, right, so, but that doesn't affect us? And she's like, no, we're now vegans for the next 3 days. So for 3 days, I was living a vegan diet. Did I live it 100%?
Sneaked off to 7-Eleven.
maybe sneaking a few things into my room, but no, just like one interesting character. So staying at his house. I mean, the guy's got two pet cows, um, about 13 chickens, like just honestly like a mini farm on his house. But I think the bit that blew my mind was outside his day job, how much he loved tennis. Like it was insane. Like came back at the end of the day, begging me to go on to the practice court and just strike. Just wanted to strike balls for 2-3 hours. Um, a friend of his, then they have their own game called Time Ball. So they were telling me about the rules like that. They get all people living in the neighborhood to come in and play. Like they were trying to like go mainstream with this
And
game.
what's
Get
time
it
ball? Come
all.
on, give us time ball. Let's get it off the
Well,
ground. If pickleball's off the ground, surely the time ball can get off the ground.
honestly, I can't really remember the rules. It was basically like champs and challengers, and there's a time frame on it, and like how many points you win when you're the champion, and that's been something along those lines. So yeah, when I saw his name entered into futures, honestly, it didn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. So, but it was a pretty cool life experience. Obviously, spending time out in California, getting to go to Indian Wells, and getting to know him a little bit, was pretty cool. A couple of days.
What was his level like?
He's like, I would say if he was living in Ireland, he's probably playing like the like Dublin League Division One.
Right. Okay.
Like he's definitely making top team playing like Dublin leagues or something like that. So yeah, he saw like we're like when we were striking, like I was giving it socks. Like he was like, do not hold back. That was his feedback to
Right.
me.
Okay.
He wanted it full, you know. So like he can play, like he can hit.
Can he win matches at futures?
At 49, I think he's struggling.
Has he won any?
Qualities,
No,
but I think
qualities,
I don't.
qualities. I don't know. I don't know how he's done.
I'm not sure. Like honestly, I've just seen him play that one match. Could he? I mean, I think depending on your draw and a futures qualities, a lot of people can win matches. Just depends who you get. Right, you get that local wild card. Might sneak a few W's here and there.
Okay, but he's fair play to him. Fair play. He's got a passion in his heart for it. It sounds like. I know he was Victoria Azarenka boyfriend, wasn't he, once upon a time? And then I know he
Hmm.
sponsored a few players and helped a few players and being around. So we need characters like that in the sport. And I would imagine he can probably afford the airfare to Sharm el Sheikh as well.
Decent little family holiday. Wouldn't be somewhere where I want to go on holidays. That's for sure. But
Yeah.
maybe it was a change up for him.
Pete, all the best. I know you're. We mentioned you're out. It's great to be working with you out in Doha with Michael Venus and Nikola Mektic. All the best next couple of weeks. Obviously, we'll be in touch. And yeah, if you see Yannick, tell him he's got to get home. Take his no accreditation, Yannick. I said this earlier. Where it's a difficult one for me, and it's a challenging one for me because I love Yannick Sinner. Like, he is such a delight. Like, even in Australian Open, like, he's opening doors for everyone. He's got a smile for everyone. I found myself like sitting on the couch a couple of times in the locker room, and it's easy. He's nice. He's just a lovely fella, very normal.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes easier to go with that confirmation bias of, he shouldn't get done because he's lovely, whereas maybe over the years of Djokovic, we haven't all been such a fan of Djokovic. And then like something happens to Djokovic, like happened with the COVID a few years ago in Australia. And everyone was like, throw the book at him, like, which again is probably a bit of a confirmation bias against Djokovic, right? And this is probably ultimately my issue with this whole saga is we're confirming our thoughts, whoever you listen to, based on our opinions of the person. And as soon as you start coming into such subjectivity on something like this, I just think you go down a scary route, and I'm a bit concerned for what this now means in the world of tennis. You know, it's obviously not a good look for the world of tennis, but I'm a bit concerned where it goes next. But anyway, that's that. You get yourself to sleep, Big Day, to prepare the boys tomorrow. And as ever, Pete, love having you on the podcast. So thanks for jumping on, and see you really soon, mate.
Appreciate it, Dan. Good to chat to you.
Cheers. Take care.